And good evening. How does a little retro game stream tonight sound to y'all? What's up? It is Justin from the DLP Agenda, JSS, and I figure, why not on a night like tonight? Let's do ourselves a little retro game stream, my friends. What's up, Hackman? Good seeing you last night. What's up, Twisted Mechanics? Rainbow? Pleasure to have you here. I figured this would be a perfect time this evening to do a little Streets of Rage. All right, here we go. Now, I was having issues earlier. What wig are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. With the control scheme, I had to like plug a controller in and then unplug it. For whatever reason, a wireless connection doesn't work with this thing for whatever strange reason. So hold on. Let's see if we can pull this off. All right, here we go. Definitely jacking up the lives in this piece. Yeah, let's go with 5. I'd like this to last a little bit. Ah, yes. Blaze was always my ish. I remember when this came out, and I can't remember the year, but I remember being so blown away by how much better this looked than the original. Oh, I still got it. I mean, there's like jumps in graphics, and then there's this. Because I love Streets of Rage 1. The beat-em-up genre, I don't know why it went away. Who knows? Maybe you can almost look at like the Elden Rings of the world and the Dark Souls as like the new beat-em-up genre. As always, appreciate any input, appreciate any advice, insight, future games you want to see played. If the sound is sounding right, let me know. If the sound is sounding off, let me know. Still figuring out all my settings and my what have yous. Oh, yeah. There we go. I still remember how to do that secret backwards strike. Hold down and hit from behind. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, Hackman. Good seeing your beautiful family out last night. Brother, you undersold just how cute your freaking kid is. Good Lord. I wish my son played with my beard as much as your son played with my beard. If you ever need me to babysit, I don't even want any money. I just want your kid to just grab my chin and giggle. Also, thank you to anybody that has already picked up tickets to the October 27th show at Magooby's Joke House. Just added to the bill, by the way. It's going to be myself, the Bussy Boys, Eric Woodworth, Tommy Simbazo. They're going to be recording an album last night, October 27th. So if you didn't get tickets to see Stavi tonight at the Lyric Opera House, I hear he's freaking destroying. Maybe another hometown boy done okay for himself, moi, on the 27th of October. I would love to see you there. The very next night, a Halloween whodunit murder mystery. What's up, Twisted? I'm not old enough for the SNES systems when they came out, but I played the hell out of them. I'm surprised there weren't more beat-em-ups on the NES. I remember distinctly, River City Ransom. Does anybody remember? I think it was Technos that did River City Ransom, and it had kind of a cartoonish look, but it like was legitimately a serious beat-em-up. It was fun. Almost in the vein of the more recently released Scott Pilgrim game. I remember seeing on the box for this when it first came out of Babbage's. Babbage's was my joint in the mall. 16 megabits of power. 16 megs. Like, my God, I wonder if the cartridge is going to weigh more than a regular cartridge. Feels like it's filled with cement. I also remember, I got a Sega Genesis when I was a kid. I'd be eager to hear what everybody's first system was, by the way. My very first one was a ColecoVision my uncle gave me after he moved out of his house. My first one, obviously, Nintendo. But the first system that blew me away was the Sega Genesis. So I got a Sega Genesis, and my friend Justin Dean up the street, he got a Super Nintendo. And I remember seething with jealousy when it came with Final Fight, or you could buy Final Fight for it. And he got Final Fight. He mowed a bunch of lawns. He comes home. I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm going to play Guy. Guy was my favorite character in Final Fight. We turn it on. No Guy. I go, okay, maybe there's something wrong with the cartridge. Turn it off, turn it back on. No Guy. I go, those sons of bitches, they cut Guy out of Final Fight. So I say, whatever. You can be Hagar. I'll be Cody. No two-player mode. I was like, what were you thinking? And then I remember watching him play and going, oh, well, hey, when you get to the industrial stage or the fire's coming out of the ground in Final Fight, you let me play. I'm pretty good at that. I got the timing of the flames, and that Relento boss, I'm pretty good at him. He jumps through the air, throws grenades at you. No industrial stage. Listen, that game looked amazing, Final Fight on the SNES. It was one of the most dog shit ports. They cut so much crap out of it. The Sega CD Final Fight was where it was at. You like Guy even from that? What's up, Trev? That is legitimately funny. He was just quick. He had those like machine gun like ba 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 punches. He was weak as hell, but he had that really cool downward knee strike, which I think, yeah, she's got that downward chop. Hell yeah. But then Sega got they got their own beat 'em up in Streets of Rage. It was fun. It had 3 players. It played great. You could play 2 people at once, but it didn't look as good as Final Fight. And then this junk came out. Hell yeah. Game Boy Color was your first? You know what's funny? I never owned a Game Boy. I was gifted a Game Boy Advance, and somebody stole the damn thing. I went to do a show at a place called Columbia, Missouri's Deja Vu Comedy Club. And it's no longer there. I think it's a Bed Bath & Beyond now, or maybe not. And I remember going back to the Comedy Condo, and one of those methy, pill-popping, coke-snorting, rum-chugging sons of bitches. Ooh, there's Barbin. He's going to meet me out back. Stole my Game Boy Advance. That was a gift from a relative. Couldn't believe it. Hey, speaking of Nintendo 64, somebody reminded me of something today. Rainbow Dash, Nintendo 64 was your joint. I remember working at the Video Game Exchange when that thing came out. So people are starting to get concerned about the prices of modern next-gen games, yada yada. I brought that up on air like a day or two ago, and someone reminded me that N64 games were like $69.99 when them sons of bitches came out. For inflation, that's like $100 a game, right? Every now and then, they charge you way more for a game, just being bastards. I remember they charged so much for the original Street Fighter II on the Super Nintendo. I remember... Virtua Racing on the Sega Genesis with the SFX chip. It was like their answer to Star Fox. $129. Those MFers charged $130 for a port of Virtua Racing. Hey, great game, fun, blew your mind on the Sega Genesis. Oh my God, I'm playing in 3D. $130, that basically came out to the price of a system. Don't even get me started on the Neo Geo. Oh my God. Was I a Sega Game Gear kind of fella? You know what? I wasn't, but my brother had one. And yes, if you hold up and jump, you'll land on your feet in this game. Oh, this game still rocks, man. No, my brother had a Sega Game Gear, and his complaint was everybody else's complaint. He had some great games. He had a Sonic game. I think he might even have Streets of Rage. The batteries. You'd fry through 6 AA batteries in like 2 hours. You had to have the adapter, which, I mean, great. You could play infinitely, but you want to take that thing in the car. I am new to the stream, my friend. Yeah, just a couple of weeks in. Slowly creeping towards affiliate. All of you are helping me with that, by the way. I've already got the amount of followers. I have already got the number of different days. I need to get the certain amount of people at a time. You guys are doing that for me right now. And then I think I can get a certain amount of hours under my belt, and I am going to be there. So thank you to everybody joining me here tonight. Speaking of streaming, if you are on this stream right now and you follow me on this channel, twitch.tv Justin98Rock. Oh, wait. I am the Justin. Don't let my real hair fool you. I wear a wig on the show. I'm going to be giving away a copy of Starfield Constellation Edition retail. Oh, got his ass. He got me, but I got his ass. Whoever is a Twitch follower of mine, I'm going to be picking you out of the pile. I'm going to reach out to you somehow, and I'm going to be giving away a Starfield PC Constellation Edition with the game, the watch, the carrying case, the patch, a map, some downloadable content. I think that son of a bitch was like $400 or $500 when it came out. I've got one, courtesy of my friends at ZeniMax, and I am going to be giving one out to a Twitch streamer. So if anybody here, you follow me, you don't need to do anything else. Just as a little thank you for helping me get this Twitch channel off of the ground. Listen to the DLP Agenda every Tuesday. DieLaughingPodcast.com. We will make an announcement probably in the next week or two as to who has won that game. Oh, yeah, Turok 2. Oh, that game ruled. Turok blew my mind with the bow and arrow feature. The draw distance was total dog shit. You can only see 6 feet in front of you. But, man, that drill gun that you had where you could, like, drill the thing into someone's face. Oh, I just threw a dude into another dude. God, I love this era of games. What were some of your favorite 16-bit games of all time? Oh, it's all coming back to me. It's like muscle memory. Hell yeah. I'm a Maryland resident, listening to y'all sometimes between you guys at DC 101. Yeah, hey, you know what? I can cast zero shade on a legend like Elliot. Trust me. Everybody thinks different radio stations, DJs can't stand each other. Hell no. I would be blessed to have a career like Elliot. I was always a Kirk, Mark, and Lopez, Mickey and Amelia guy, but trust me, I grew up in Southern Maryland. Sometimes DC 101 came in a little crisper for me, but hey, don't need to worry about FM signals these days because you got that app. Download that 98 Rock mobile junk. But I'm sorry, I cut myself off earlier, as I'm known to do. We're going to be streaming the DLP Agenda this coming week on our brand new YouTube channel at the DLP, or at DLP Agenda on YouTube. So, Mega Man was dope. Here we go. Come here. When I get tired of his laugh, I come over to Josh's neurotic ass. Let's go off on some jump. Metroid ruled. Shoemake, what's up, my dude? Hell yeah, you're an OG. One of the founding fathers has joined us. Everybody give a shout out and a like to Mr. Shoemake93, one of the founding fathers of the DLP Agenda. Oh yeah, you know, I never got to play Mega Man The Wily Wars on Sega Genesis. Did anyone here ever have the Sega channel? It was like game streaming before game streaming. You had to like get a hold of your cable provider, and you could stream games with this modem attachment, and there was a couple of exclusives. The Super Nintendo had Weapon Lord, which is made by Namco, same people that did Tekken, and Sega had Mega Man The Wily Wars, which was like a 16-bit, mildly upgraded Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. I never got to play it because I never could afford the Sega channel as a kid, but I always thought it looked cool. I think one of the new mini Sega Genesises have one. Anybody pick up any of those mini systems? I got the mini TurboGrafx. I got the mini SNES. I didn't buy the mini Nintendo or the mini PlayStation because I heard they weren't great. Battletoads rule. Hell yeah, baby. T-Wolf, you were on the other night. We were talking about doing a little retro gaming channel, and I said, you know what? I think we need to. I'm going to be doing plenty of Cyberpunk, Starfield, Alan Wake 2 at the end of the month. Every Wednesday, by the way, 7 o'clock right here on twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. Every Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a Twitch stream for an hour or so before my extremely awful early AARP-ass bedtime because I have to wake up before God's awake Monday through Friday for Justin Scott and Spiegel. But every now and then, I'll throw in a little Friday stream like this, maybe a little Saturday stream just for something fun, a little retro game, a little indie horror title. The mini NES was cool. I think I had so many NES titles in my collection, I didn't need it. Like, I never had a TurboGrafx 16 growing up. Shockingly, I had a Turbo Duo, which was the CD TurboGrafx combo, but never the TG16. So when that came out, I bought it. Plus, what was cool about the Turbo 16 Mini was that it had a setting to play Japanese titles on it. If you hit this button, you could unlock a bunch of, I hate this son of a bitch. Oh, this boss can suck the back of my ass. it had the ability to unlock these Japanese games or versions of Japanese games on the TurboGrafx Mini, which I thought was really cool. The 2 Sega Minis so far have been awesome. And dude, all the Neo Geo stuff, like no one could afford the Neo Geo as a kid. What was it, $600 for the system, $250 for the games? Only Lionel Kitty City carried the damn things? If you had a Neo Geo in the wild in 91 or 92, your dad was a mother effing Fortune 500 CEO. He began and started wars at the Bohemian Grove with the rest of the Illuminati. Ain't no kid affording that junk. So when they started releasing like the MVSX system, the big stand-up arcade, and some of the mini Neo Geo systems for like $150, I jumped on that shit with the quickness. Come on, you bitch. Come here. There's a stage later on, right before you get to Mr. X's Jungle Fortress, where you got to fight this prick, and you got to fight that evil Blanca Weapon X mother effer. Come here. You chicken shit. Got your ass. Hell yeah. A lot of retro games on the Switch. The Neo Pocket, dude, really? The Neo Pocket was wild. When I worked at Video Game Exchange, we got a few of them in like 20 games, and they never sold. That means some of them sold, but like by the end of it, we discounted things. This stage I loved. This stage I thought was so badass. It was like a weird Disney World Six Flags stage where you fought in this strange, like, pirate ship area, alien area. I still don't, to this day, don't know what this one Prometheus-looking MFer was. This xenomorphic son of a bitch coming out of the walls. Side note, this fake set of bangs right now, I think it's made of asbestos and my eyes are beginning to burn. I might need to pop these sons of bitches off in a little bit. They was itchy. Always good having my friend Twisted Mechanic, Shoemake, everybody else in here tonight. What are the newly created 16-bit games? Cyber Shadow. Dude, that's another thing that I'm loving. Some of these homebrew games, bare knuckle. People are now like making new Genesis games, new SNES games. Someone told me on this Reddit thread for like retro gaming that someone has cracked open a Jaguar, an Atari Jaguar, that piece of shit, and they're making new Jaguar games using whatever crippled ass architecture was in that ill-fated system. People are actually making competent Atari Jaguar games, because frankly there was only one, Alien vs. Predator. That game ruled. I'm a PC gamer mostly now. I went to a GameStop earlier for the week. Yeah, dude, not a good vibe in there, right? Not a good vibe in there at all. It feels like a business that doesn't know that it's gone out of business yet. Tell me that thing doesn't feel like a business that's like the lights are on, but no one's ever in there. It is strange, man, why some of those people... Oh, Cybermorph sucked. Cybermorph sucked. What was it? Fighting Vortex sucked. Half of their fighting games. They never had a good fighter. I think Ultra Vortex. Why do I know this? I need to have an alarm. I have to put an alarm in my phone to remind myself of my children's birthdays. Yet somehow, this goddamn mashed potato brain of mine that's currently cooking underneath of this housing insulation wig remembers that the last Atari Jaguar game was a 3D fighter called Ultra Vortex. I'm in the throes of dementia. I could almost guarantee you I will need diapers within 5 years. But I can tell you that the Atari Lynx was one of the only ambidextrous 16-bit handheld systems ever. I don't know why. All right, let's get back to it. Oh! Hell yeah. Yeah, there's something about the fumes that I grew up near. Dude, I remember going to the North Point Flea Market, Dundalk, Maryland, where you could buy used underwear, insulin needles, homemade machete, strange World War II memorabilia, not the side you want to buy memorabilia for, and there was a guy in the back that sold bootleg Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1 games. And I was in hog heaven. Heaven. Brother, I am an indoor kid. The only time I ever went outside was to skateboard, and I didn't even do it all that well. going to my buddy Gordon Eckler's house, who, side note, going to keep skateboarding and video games on topic. That son of a bitch, he ripped me off. He sold me, technically, Gordon, and I love him to this day. He's one of my best friends. But before he knew that he and I would become lifelong friends, he sold me this piece of shit, beat up skateboard. Wasn't worth $20. What did I trade him? An almost new, original, barely beaten copy of Out of This World on the SNES using rotoscope animation. Another $59.99 game that I mowed like 20 lawns to afford. I gave him the game for his Super Nintendo, and he gave me this piece of shit skateboard. Edges were beat up, grip tape was all rotten, bushings were all shot to hell, 2 of the wheels had flat spots, and I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I had a real skateboard now, not that Nash deck that Mom got me from KB Toys. Oh no, this was the real deal. And I only found out years later that he 100% ripped me off, but you know what? A lifelong friendship was worth it. What's up, Mac? Oh, hell yeah. Appreciate everybody hanging out here tonight on a Retro Video Game Friday. Wednesday night coming up this week, we're going to continue with Cyberpunk, and we're going to do a 2 Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday again. I'm going to play half Cyberpunk and half indie title. Chuck Roast. Chuck Roast. 46 people beat you to the name. Hell yeah. My guy, that dude preyed on you. Dude, yes, I love him. And to this day, I actually was texting Gordon like an hour ago. 100%. 100% he preyed on me. He didn't, I mean, I'm this mulleted kid from the backwoods of Waldorf, Maryland. He had just moved there from Guam with his brother, military kid, Air Force brat. So he was wise beyond his years. Oh, son of a, I need to get that apple. Your boy's about to get got. Ah, yes. The 16-bit facet of repeating bosses from prior stages and just making them regular enemies. Nothing like a boss rush mode in a game to say, hey, the developers ran out of ideas. I always consider that lazy game design. Was after a while, that dude's name is Beano. That's the guy that you have to swallow before you eat hot chili so you don't fart up your family all night long. But them doing boss rushes in games where, oh, you want to fight the last boss? Psych, bitch. You got to fight 15 of every boss you fought earlier. Maybe there's a slight palette swap. Jump over, break your back. What's up? Suplex City, bitch. I'm Brock Lesnar's niece. Blaze Lesnar. Boom. Eat it. Take your knife. Stab you with it. What up? I'm terrible at Dig Dug. Terrible at Dig Dug. Joe Robinson, Jeremy Woodworth, 2 members of the Die Laughing family. Great at it. Me? Awful. Oh, that's right. These xenopods blow up when you hit them. You got to get out of there. Hold on. You got to hit it and quit it. Run. Yeah, this was a weird stage. So if anybody remembers, I can't remember the name of the enemy, but just out of nowhere, a game that's, you know, relatively based in reality, like a Streets of Rage, there's just an alien. Just a big-ass, huge wall vagina attached to a cobra's neck. That was a weird sentence. And you know what? I never really got into Streets of Rage 3. I thought Streets of Rage 3 was like a modified Streets of Rage 2. I didn't like the color palette. I didn't like the moveset. I didn't like Streets of Rage 3. Streets of Rage 4 was the jam. One night I will get down on that. Oh, I hear him. I hear this weird-ass thing. You hear that growling in the background? Using that Sega synth chip? Oh, I love chip tunes. Yeah, here it is. This guy that looks like he's Glenn Danzig's tour manager. And land on my feet. Hell yeah. P signal. Well, hello there. When the lady's been drinking, she puts out the P signal. Tonight's your night, bitch. All right, here we go. Now, this thing always bumps out and hits me in the frickin' head. What is this thing? I just remember playing it being like, yo, have they lost the plot with Streets of Rage? Velma tits. I just, you couldn't like combo the thing. You had to like play punch tennis with it. Yeah, did not enjoy this boss. Velma tits. Come here. Come here. This guy sucks. Weird. It's like H.R. Geiger somehow snuck into the office one day and was like, "Do you mind if I do something strange?" Hey, what's up, Chuck? I am currently playing on PC via Steam. This was that Sega Mega Drive Classics. And you could sort of piecemeal the games. You download the, sort of the umbrella software for it. Oh, you son of a bitch. I bet there was health in there. I can promise you there was. And then you download the games one by one for 99 cents. I might do a Golden Axe night one night. Some of my favorite Sega titles. Oh, I'm getting rocked up. Yeah, this dude, this guy always pushed my shit in. Get my hot turkey. Gotta get that boar's head, baby. I did always love the 16-bit and even 8-bit tendency to just have huge ham hocks and delicious pot roasts lying around. Especially in Castlevania. I'm not sure why Dracula had such a thing for pot roast, but man, did he love hiding it in the walls. Dracula was a beef hoarder. Oh, this guy sucked. Zamza was awful. Come on. It was like Blanca. Do you know what I did pick up, by the way? Fun little factoid here. I got a copy of... Oh, damn it. Revenge of Shinobi. The Japanese version, when I went to Japan, I went to this video game store called Beep. And the reason that I picked it up was that it had all this copywritten material in it that they changed for the United States release. Spider-Man was in the game. Schwarzenegger was in the game. Batman was in it, Spider-Man, Schwarzenegger, something else that escapes me. I think the Terminator might have been in it. Or that was the Schwarzenegger stage. And obviously, American copyright laws, they're like, no, we can't have any of this crap in the game. This is all copyright material. So if you go and play the original Revenge of Shinobi on Sega Genesis, and there's like a weird bat creature and a ninja that tends to perform a little bit like Spider-Man, they were reskins of the Japanese version that just said, you could take that copyright, spread your butt cheeks, and shove it up right up your scum tunnel. So I was able to find one and brought it back with me. Castlevania ruled. Contra Alien Wars was dope as shit, but it was so hard. It was great, but God, it was hard. And what was the Contra on PlayStation 1? Or 2? Contra on the PlayStation 1 was awful. That 3D overhead crap, Contra Wars or whatever, horrendous. So bad. But the Contra, I think it was Contra Shattered Soldier on PS2 was interesting. It was like a series of boss fights. It was almost like when everything had to be broody. Everything was dark and edgy. It was like way too edgy and dark and mysterious for my liking. And then you watch like YouTube tutorials on like people that would finish the game. It was a game of like memorization. I didn't enjoy that. Plus, I don't think it was 2-player. Does anybody know? Was Contra Shattered Soldier 1-player, 2-player? Oh, Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim, another game that I love to look at and watch someone play, but I was awful at. I could just never get the floatiness of the character or the whipping of the worm, and some of the stages' objectives were just so random. Very cool game. Beautiful 16-bit title. And the Sega Saturn Earthworm Jim 2 was gorgeous. Such a pretty game. I'm surprised that's an IP they haven't relaunched. Yes, that's the one with the great big baby monsters. So freaky. Not to be confused with the nightmare-inducing baby monster from the new Resident Evil series. Resident Evil 8. I'm not sure if anybody has played Resident Evil Village, but you'll know it when you got to it. Who got to the mutant fetus in the basement stage of Resident Evil 8 and said, fuck this, turning this off for the night. I'm going to go upstairs and read the Bible. Donkey Kong Country, brutal game to play through. Beautiful, by the way, when they were doing pre-rendered graphics. I remember that was a thing for a while, the pre-rendered thing. that you had, oh God, the Super Nintendo had Donkey Kong Country, which was great. And the Sega Genesis, why do I remember this crap? Look this game up. X, the letter X, Perts, as in experts. Sega tried to do a Donkey Kong Country style game with the pre-rendered graphics starring one of the characters from Eternal Champions, a okay Sega fighting game that tried to take on Street Fighter 2. Good luck. And they put this one character in it, and it looked interesting and played so badly. And it was also another one of those way too expensive games. Like, oh wow, it looks great, but, well, because the graphics are amazing, let's charge $1,000 for the damn thing. You know what? I'm okay with Wesker being gone. I think we kind of had our time in the sun with Wesker. And God, I loved Lance Reddick. R.I.P. The guy was the GOAT. He was amazing in everything he was in. Odd casting choice for that Netflix Resident Evil where they made him Wesker. I wouldn't mind if they took a little while off before the next Resident Evil. What they need to do is they need to start taking some time off from Call of Duties. Has anybody here read the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer beta pre-review? It's a mouthful. Well, hello there. Apparently, it is a lot of the same. That if you like Call of Duty, it's Call of Duty. Interesting story. Dialta 3. Look up the story of the man that plays and beats Superman 64 every year for a bet or promise he made to his friend that died. There was an article years ago about this guy that plays Superman 64, arguably one of the most dog shit games of all time. Right up there with that hot cup of farts, that's E.T., right up there with just that booger slop that is Fighting Force, right up there with the essential Atari Jaguar catalog. But this guy, in honor of his dead friend, made him a promise, and he plays Superman 64 and beats it every single year. He's like the ninja of Superman 64. It's just so weird. Absolutely so weird. Let's get back to the Oh, you're playing it right now. Oh, you're playing the Call of Duty? The Call of Duty. You're playing Call of Duty. Let me guess. There's zombies. Let me guess. There's a very confusing menu. That's another thing. Color me a simpleton. And if anybody here listens to Justin Scott and Spiegel, and I hope you do, or the Die Laughing Productions DLP agenda, you know I'm a dumb man. The Call of Duty menu system, I don't know I don't know where to go half the time. I would like to play the one-player game. I would like to play a multiplayer game. I'd like to go on. I have to go through these effing menus that I feel like I need an MCSC certification to be able to play. Like I got to go to the University of Maryland Global Campus, certified by the NSA as higher education for cybersecurity experts, to navigate through a goddamn Call of Duty menu these days. I don't know why they got to make it so complicated. Plus, here's another thing that gets under my skin about the Call of Duty games. Is that, does anybody there know anybody in the military? Were you in the military? I'm curious about the lingo. Like, earlier, I was talking to a friend of mine, Waldorf Pete, and I said, one of the things that drives me nuts is the look how big my dick is language in the Call of Duty games. Like, someone will just normally say, sir, can I shoot the enemy? Roger that, Delta 5. We've got weapons free, actual, unloading the Eagle Eye in the sky. I repeat, danger close. We have operative engagement limitations have been restricted. Okay, I'm just going to fucking shoot the guy. Okay, I didn't need that entire, like, Tom Clancy wet dream that just dribbled out of your handlebar mustache. The language of that stuff. Thank you, Chuck. Is half that language crap? Is it just kind of the thing like to make you sound smart? Like when wrestling fans use term like, oh, that guy's a mark. Oh, he's kayfabe. Oh, he's shooting. Oh, he's giving him the rub. Wrestling lingo is insane to me. The military lingo in Call of Duty, especially in the one-player game, it's just eye-rolling. We've got weapons free. We got Roger actual. Weapon program Delta released. Oh, like, okay, just say, walk through the door, kill every motherfucker you see with a shotgun, please. I'm playing a video game. All of us have asthma. Most of us are hemophiliacs. None of us are going to join our nation's brave fighting forces. We don't need to educate us to the lingo. Yeah, I can only assume you use real world. So you know what else somebody told me? I was bitching about that with someone at a live event once. We were talking Call of Duty. This dude was, and I had no reason to not believe him, he was jacked as hell and had some military tattoos. He said that real SEALs, they don't talk much, if at all. Nonverbal cues. Things to maybe not give their position away verbally. Because if they're out there barfing out all that Call of Duty lingo, guess what? They're going to be heard, they're going to be spotted, and they're going to be shot at. So all that crap where they're just, so, it's McTavish. Diego, good to see you, brother. Oh, look, it's my amigo from south of the border. Hello, I say. I am glad to have you on our side. We need to get on Shepard, for he has betrayed my people. Like, okay, God blessed hell. I've seen more believable episodes of The Young and the Restless. So yeah, anyways, take a few years off and get a new engine. It's been the new Call of Duty with a fresh coat of paint forever. I am glad they started doing single-player campaigns again, before I rip it apart too much, because I do like some of the single-player, but I don't know. I didn't mind the futuristic ones, by the way. Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, the ones with Admiral Koch and whoever the hell, what's-his-nuts from Game of Thrones is in it. I did not mind those. I thought that was kind of cool. The weird one with Kevin Spacey in it. There was the one that had the rogue AI. That was like, okay, I can go with this. But like, there's part of me sometimes feels uncomfortable in some of the settings when they're like way too realistic. Like, all right, we're going to head into this village for this one stage and play the terrorists and shoot everybody up. I'm like, I think I'd rather play as some sort of like starfighter somewhere. It's kind of oogie. I'd rather play a realistic game like this, where an Instagram model beats the shit out of a bunch of guys that all color coordinated as they head to the 500th story below Camden Yards. Realistic. Oh. Have I played Cursed Halo? No. Twisted, what is Cursed Halo? I've never even heard of that. Halo Infinite, Halo 3, Halo Reach. Hell, I played ODST. Never have heard of that. Yeah, I know there's been different developers. They had like Infinity, Sledgehammer, all that stuff. Scoots! You scoot around today? You skated all, bud? Perfect day for it. I can't yet because of my tender little tummy. All right, now let's take on a slightly less roided up Ultimate Warrior. I mean, this is basically a Bobo from Double Dragon. Moonlighting up in this bitch. Abadoo. Yep, he's got the Warrior's moveset. He's got the Gorilla Press, the Slam, everything. Got to get back. He's going to freak out. I don't recall Ultimate Warrior ever doing a German. Crackside DIY, my man. Some point we got to go to Charm City one day and hit that roll-in into the foam pit. Jason Chapman down there is my boy. Hey, Scoots, you ever been to View Skate Park or Skate Shop on Falls Road? Somebody told me that there's a mini ramp in there. Love to go in there and scoot around a little bit. Me taking on Gramps and Pong. I'm not kidding. Anything other than hitting a tire with a stick is going to be a little bit too much for Gramps. Besides, he's way too busy these days forming an online relationship with Mila Kunis. Listen to the DLP Agenda Patreon episodes, and you'll find out why Joe's dad is going to accidentally give some Nigerian prince all of Joe's inheritance. Oh, dear. Oh, really? Thank you, Hackman. Oh, so there is one down there. Oh, that rules. Okay. I will head down there. Is it like a little micro ramp or something? Because I love the micro at Charm City, but it's a little too wacky. It's got a spine. It's got a ledge. It's got a big tombstone on it. I just want a straight up mini ramp, like the kind that Sawmill, Glen Burnie. Great mini ramp and micro ramp. It's a mod of Halo 1 where the guns and the vehicles are wonky. There's a piss gun, a flaccid sniper, and D20 grenade. Sold. It's the Tommy Sambazos of Halo. Piss, D20, everything you need. Yeah, he's too busy getting up in all that dusty New Deal sliz. Gramps is in there splitting the uprights with some hoes from the original 13 colonies area codes. Shout out Gramps, giving away all your money to a woman pretended to be a cast member from that 70s show. Adorable. The DLP Agenda. Shout out to my Patreon members, by the way. If you missed out recently, Tommy Sambazo recorded some of the most funny story times with Tommy Sambazo you have ever heard. I was not a part of them. I was busy, so Rob and Joe had the honors, and Tommy told some tales that will probably one day come up in court. Story time with Tommy Sambazo will never die because the way the man lives, he's making new ones. Whew, this wig is getting hot. Damn, Lansdowne turned 45. Dude, Scoots, I was skating Lansdowne when you had to sneak into that bitch. There was no skate park. There was no, ramp skate park. You still had the bowl. You had to sneak in through the guy's backyard. There was always a bunch of hobos out there. A couple of dudes maybe with a lighter beneath a spoon. Every now and then you went back there and some people were engaged in business. And you needed to leave before they walked up to you and gave you the old windpipe box cutter massage you didn't ask for and had your ass cross the Rainbow Bridge. Love Lansdowne now. Shoemaker, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. This is my actual hair. The wig that you see during the day on JSS and the DLP Agenda, that is a wig. This is my actual bangs. All naturally grown. Shout out to Pro MD Health. Using their hair restoration technology, you could have beautiful I Love Taylor Swift and Kelsey's relationship bangs as well. Oh, I hated these guys. They defended themselves. Raven. Raven's Flock in WCW with Lodi, Perry Saturn, Sick Boy. For all my wrestling fans out there, what's your favorite wrestling stable that didn't get enough credit? Everybody loves the NWO. Everybody loves DX. Bullet Club's been done to death. But some of those lesser-known ones, like Raven's Flock, I always enjoyed. Hell, I was halfway a fan of X-Pax's X Factor. Son of a bitch, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Come on. That guy over there wearing my boss Rick Strauss's open V-neck. Oh, yeah. You're damn right, baby. You're damn right. Stop going. I was a kid, broke his arm. Mom complained and got it fenced in. Oh, no way. Is that what happened? Oh, that kid probably got the shit beat out of him in school. Hey, I hear you're the dude whose mom pitched a bitch, clutched her pearls, and called the county. Now I got to wear crotch pads and wrist guards when I skate there. Do you mind if I take your underwear and shove it all the way up the crack of your ass in between every period? Thanks a lot, dingle. Worst stable in wrestling was probably the Core. Test? No, the Union. The Union. It actually had a pretty good lineup of people. Test, Big Show, Mankind, Ken Shamrock. They were the people that were kicked out of the corporation. That sucked. Oh, what about the League of Nations? It was like Miro, Rusev, Barrett, and Sheamus. They were like, hey, who's all the foreign people? Let's just put them on one. Or you also have the Mexicools, 3 incredible Lucha Libre practitioners that Vince McMahon one day said, hey, they look a lot like the guy that does my yard keeping. Let's have them ride lawnmowers to the ring. Shameful time. Shameful time in wrestling. God, that was bad. Oh, the Brood ruled. Yes, Travis, great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, look at some of the DX sketches back in the day where I believe they all literally came out in blackface. And the less we talk about Eugene, the better. You hear these stories about Vince McMahon would see something. Famously, there was a guy named Paul Burchill who Vince McMahon, on a flight with a little bit of downtime, which is rare for him, somehow took in a movie. And the movie that he took in was Pirates of the Caribbean. The only issue was that the Pirates of the Caribbean had come out years ago and wasn't really top of mind anymore. So he said, well, I saw it, so it must be popular. Let's have a pirate character. And poor Paul Burchill got saddled with the Pirate Paul Burchill character. Just out of nowhere, the WWE had a goddamn pirate, and the poor guy came swinging out on stage, like Indiana Jones with his whip, swinging on stage. It was... I mean, he kind of did that with Scarface and Razor Ramon. I get that, but... God, he sees something on TV, he's like, we gotta make an angle out of that. So I would love to know what the hell he watched before he came up with the idea of Eugene. Poor Nick Dinsmore. God, I'm trying to think of some of my other favorite, lesser-known... Hey, pardon me, I was a trash WCW kid. I watched so much garbage WCW. It was a so bad it's good. Does anybody remember the Dungeon of Doom with the Yeti? With... Zodiac, played by Brother Brudai, the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. Ooh. And it was just them taking on Hulk Hogan. That was when, like, Hulk Hogan shaved his mustache and had to go down into the Dungeon of Doom's dungeon. He had that strange promo where he puts his hand in, like, this evil underwater fountain. And he, like, pulls his hand out and goes, it's not even cold, dude. Or no, he says, it's not even hot. Like, he put his hand in water. He reacted like he got burned. And he yells, it's not even hot. Okay. Hulkster shooting from the hip a little bit. Very weird. Okay, now I think this is where you fight that big soda pop Pinsky looking son of a bitch. This was also, I think, ripped off directly from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Look at this guy and tell me coming up after I beat up my ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend. Here we go. Tell me that doesn't look like soda pop Pinsky. God, talk about a game that was one big boss rush. The original Punch-Out, right? Oh, yeah. I'm just going to eat that now because he is going to get in my ass. There we go. Oh. I gotta start using my specials a little bit more. Makes you temporarily invincible just for a second. Oh! Anybody knows, any good Russian boxer loves to hit you with their ass. R-Bear. The R stands for really nice guy. It's just some of those strikes you can't get away from. Oh! Alright, hold on. Here we go. D. L. P. Let's continue. Hey, speaking of NWA, they're going to be releasing some news soon. NWA, Billy Corgan's relaunch of the National Wrestling Alliance, is apparently moving to a television network. There was an interview I heard with him, I think, on Inside the Ropes the other day, and he is going to be releasing news about moving off of YouTube, which I always thought was sort of a death sentence for them, even though you should follow us on our YouTube channel, at the DLP Agenda, or DLP Agenda. Yeah, he's getting a television deal, so way to go, man. And they got some good guys in that company. I love Camille. I don't know why they didn't snatch up Camille. And even though I'm not watching it right now, if you're watching SmackDown, apparently, is anybody watching it? SmackDown, has Nick Aldis debuted as a new authority figure? Son of a bitch! Little Mac was the nickname for my dingus. Well, hello there. Damn, that guy's throwing dragon uppercuts at my white ass. What are you doing hitting me with that Shoryuken? Were you tiptoeing? Son of a bitch, skipping leg day? Come on. Yep. I had, if anybody joined me on a prior one of these, my friend Pete would play this on Mania and would kill it. He'd beat the game with like 3 characters. And yes, there is a new YouTube channel. We're going to be airing entire episodes on YouTube. I think starting this week, we're going to start streaming it on the regular channel, dielaughingpodcast.com. We're also going to stream the show live so you can watch it in real time and see us. We got all the camera equipment hooked up. So all our friends that are Patreon subscribers know that you have gone and helped us pay for some streaming equipment, and for that, we cannot thank you enough. None of us are taking paychecks. We're dumping all the money back into this bad boy. So, yeah, look for that. Look for a new show intro soon. And after we get this single camera experience all set to go, we'll then begin to work on our TriCaster, and you'll be able to see all three of us different angles with a switcher. So, yeah, enjoy. This week, we hope to get it off the ground. You'll still be able to listen to the Dial Laughing Productions DLP agenda on the regular streams, your Spotify's, iTunes, everything like that, but there's now going to be a YouTube component starting this week. God, I just love 16-bit, man. What an amazing time. Just you had to be creative with the graphics. Has anybody seen any of the 16-bit mods where they try and force stuff onto lesser systems? Someone did a Sega Genesis Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great, and the frame rate's kind of shit, but kind of impressive. For the hardware that it's on, I thought it was pretty slick. If we pay more, can we just see Rob and Justin? You have to get Joe. He's one of the patriarchs of the program. We love ourselves some Joe, but we also really need his house. And I love his wife, and I love his dogs. Sweet Olive, Sweet Oscar. Oh, these Muay Thai Joe Higashi from Fatal Fury looking pricks. Come on. Where's Terry and Andy Bogard, you Fatal Fury looking motherfucker? Oh! You just need a woman in the face, sir. Double rude. Damn, I didn't realize Homeboy in the green was caked up a little bit. Boy, got them cheeks. Pheasant looking pleasant with that thickness. Oh, and then after this, you've got that weird, like, guerrilla war looking area where guys on dirt bikes are rolling by. Okay, but can we just kill you already? Thank you. I think you can curse. Travis just has to mark it as adult content. Yeah, you can curse. We're trying not to as much because we're, obviously trying to get some sponsors for the show. Shout out Rice Mirthoposaurus, RiceLawMD.com, a proud sponsor of not just Justin Scott and Spiegel, but the DLP as well. Randolph Rice, you angel amongst demons. If anybody needs top shelf legal counsel, RiceLawMD.com, and tell him Justin sent you. Especially for, like, injury stuff. If you got caught shoplifting in a Walmart, he's probably not going to help you. He's a real lawyer. He's not an ambulance chaser. Oh! Come on. What's some other 16-bit Genesis titles you guys would like me to play on this thing? Thought about maybe doing a little Vector Man one night. Thought about doing one of my favorite open world titles. Yes, a Sega Genesis open world title. How about a little Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Zombies Ate My Neighbors ruled. That game was a blast. Sense of urgency. Great variety of enemies. It was like a successor to the Toe Jam and Earl series. Well, Toe Jam and Earl 1. Part 2 was horrendous. I was thinking about playing Comic Zone, but played that a couple years ago. Not great. Not great. Paperboy, I loved and was awful at. Paperboy was one of those games. Yeah, that's a great question. What is a game that you love to play and you were beyond awful at? Paperboy, Marble Madness. God, what else? What was another one? Pilot Wings. Loved Pilot Wings. Couldn't be worse at it. Could not be more terrible at Pilot Wings. Advance Wars, dude, that's a great idea. You know what I might do on here one night? I might jump on here and do a little retro PC gaming. Have a little Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 with the War March. Oh, man, Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. I love CNC. I love Tiberium Wars. But, dude, Red Alert 2 was the shit. You had those Soviet war blimps, those mammoth tanks. Loved that game. As a matter of fact, I think when I get off tonight, I might download that, Yuri's Revenge. Oleg, or Ufgag. What am I saying? Ufgag, excuse me. A Man of Refinement. I think the last one of those I tried to play was CNC Generals, which was kind of 3D. Not great. The fact that you could pick different generals that gave your armies different abilities was kind of cool. But that series peaked for me at CNC Red Alert 2. Just beautiful. 720, another game. You know what game I loved and I would sink countless dollars of my allowance into, but I was horrendous at? Top Skater in the arcade on the board that you could stand on. You got like Offspring playing in the background or whoever the hell else that pop punk band was. Dude. Really? They did a remake of that? Okay. I'll play that. Bart's Nightmare was... Dude, none of the Simpsons games are ever great. The only one that was really, really good was the... what was the one that was like Crazy Taxi, but with Homer? It was like Simpsons Wacky Driving or something. I know I don't got the title right. But it was a Simpsons driving game that was just like Crazy Taxi. I played that. That game was a blast. Oh, I'm getting rocked. You ever throw a dude into another dude? I'm a dude playing a dude pretending to be another dude. You people. Oh! You people. Are you surprised that no one's come for the entire cast of Tropic Thunder yet? Retroactively demanded an apology from them? Simpsons Road Rage, thank you. Hell yes. Okay, I'm getting my ass handed to me by Indiana Jones's BDSE mistress. Now, this was the stage that the bosses at the end of this just chewed my life up. First, you had that little jet son of a bitch flying around in his little wannabe Falcon from the Adventures backpack. And then you had Etsy. I bought it from Wish Blanca at the same time. They sucked. Both of them together were awful. Ooh, I love background foreshadowing. What's that fortress? Okay. Hey, much like Spiegel in Thailand, I'm laying some pipe. Oh, damn it. Oh! Oh, they let me keep the pipe. Come on, let me get one more smack. One more smackle. How did I not hit anybody with any of those swings? You've got to be kidding me. Nothing. Am I ridiculous here? I'm hitting nothing? I'm swinging and hitting a nothing. No, I'm not done. I got one more continue. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Do-do-do-do-do. Souther. The hell kind of name is... I would love to know the names behind these things. Souther? Is there a northern? Okay, stealth I get. You got a jetpack thing. South? Is he trying to put his hand in my swimsuit area? South is going to diddle you with his Ginsu fingers. Yeah, it looks like Freddy Krueger fuck Blanca. I don't think it was a glitch. I just don't think I was lined up properly. And then finally... I mean, really, he's just Blanca, right? Thank you to everybody that's a new follow here on the channel. If anybody's going to be making their way to the running festival tomorrow, let me know. I'm going to be down there bright and early broadcasting from the Baltimore Running Festival 2023. I will not be running. Well, maybe running back to my car to see if it's still there. Baltimore. The city I love, yet sometimes doesn't love me back. Oh, you know what else is fun? We just found out tomorrow we're going to be bringing the mayor on stage for some announcements. And all the show does is just sort of regularly rip on his policies and speaking engagements. So that should be fun to see whether or not a more powerful local politician has gotten back to him that we've been giving him the business on the air. Jack Young didn't know. Stephanie Rawlings Blake did. Who knows? Maybe the next mayor we'll get along with. Oh. Yeah, maybe one day, Chuck, it'll have a resurgence. Hey, Detroit's back. I'm not sure the last time anybody's been to Detroit. Detroit's kind of got it going on right now. Cleaning up the areas surrounding a little bit. I am not mad at Detroit. Meanwhile, San Francisco has just been swallowed into the nether realms. It's interesting what cities come back and which ones don't. I remember growing up in the 90s in certain areas of D.C., you wouldn't imagine driving, walking through, skateboarding. Now there's just like $2 million condos. Nobody gives a damn. Kids named Bryland are walking around, drinking their avocado smoothie out of a baby bottle, wearing a hemp diaper. No one cares. An area where I definitely watched two hobos fistfight over the last bite of dog meat as I headed into Nations to see some punk rock show. So the pendulum will swing back one day, and Baltimore shall return to us. Oh, we've lost it. Dude, San Fran's is horrendous. I got friends that are still out in Burbank, still living in Silver Lake. They still got the balls to charge this city's doing well prices on some of these one-bedroom, if not studio apartments. I used to visit my friend Rory in Silver Lake when I lived out there. Give me that one up, you MFer. And he was living in a one-bedroom apartment. $2,700. It was a little bigger than the room that I'm currently in. $2,700 for a one-bedroom. Highway robbery. That same apartment now, $4,000. And it's a dump. That's why everybody's getting up and getting out. Heading to Texas. Has anybody played Streets of Rage 4, by the way? The most recent update of this thing? Beautiful. God blessedly. That's how you do a sequel. That is how you do a sequel to a game. Beautiful hand-drawn art, fun little story, great unlockables, really cool DLC, survival modes. What is it, Mr. X's Nightmare? You had his kids, like Mr. Y and Mrs. Z. The ending got a little weird in that game where he was piloting some strange double-armed war mech. I'm like, I could just, fight you. I'd be okay just fighting you. Although I did love the Fat Chick Biker Gang in the game. Fat Chick Biker Gang in Streets of Rage 4 was pretty dope. I do like the environmental storytelling in this in the background. Like, what are those robot pieces? And then the next thing you know, you get to the top and you're, fighting some Five Below Terminator. What if they'll ever do another Final Fight? I was such a Final Fight fan. I played Final Fight 1, 2, and 3, the SNES exclusives, Mighty Final Fight, the super deformed Final Fight spin-off on the original Nintendo, and yes, I played and finished Final Fight Streetwise on PlayStation 2. What a piece of shit that was. It was a strange, open world Final Fight where you could play Guy, Cody, some other character, and Cody was a drug addict, and the drug, after a while, would turn you into a murderous zombie, and the zombies were run by a local priester who ended up being related to Belger from the very first game in, this aha plot twist moment. It was so freaking weird. Perfect place to hide a turkey, by the way. Right at the bottom of this industrial Area 51 looking elevator. Perfect. Nope. I hate these flying enemies, I swear to God. These are like the Medusa heads from Castlevania of Streets of Rage. Dude, did I play the original Golgo 13, brother. Not only did I play Golgo 13, saw the lovemaking scene, I played the Maffick Conspiracy as well, the sequel to Golgo 13. Golgo 13 ruled. Awesome plot. Did Golgo 13 come out before Ninja Gaiden? Because Golgo 13 had the first, cinematic cutscenes in a game. It felt like James Bond, the game. If I don't kick this juggalo with the jetpack looking mother effer out of the air, I am going to snap. Okay, there we go. Oh, where the lights in the lovemaking scene would go down and all your health would go up, including something else going up. Oh, yeah. Oh, what was the name of the boss from Golgo 13? He had this weird cybernetic eye. You fought him underwater in one of those weird 3D mazes. Yeah, dude, that is a blast from the past. Golgo 13 ruled. The man with the M16. With the custom M16. You ever watch any of the original 1980s Golgo 13 anime? They're weird. Very weird. with Snake and Gold and Silver. And yeah, go back and watch some of like the old school. I'm not a big anime guy. I watch a ton of hentai. The only way I can get off these days is if I see some tentacles sneaking out of some private school uniform. But yeah, the Golgo 13 anime back in the day was weird. The Cassandra G virus. Hell yeah. God, I got some old heads in here tonight. I'm loving it. I'm glad we did this retro night. We will definitely do this again. Maybe I'll make Friday nights if my schedule allows and the missus doesn't mind. We'll do a little, we'll do some retro gaming like twice a month. Every Wednesday night, 7 to 8. Lock it in. Modern games, Alan Wake 2 at the end of the month. I'm trying to rip through Cyberpunk. At the end of the month, we are going to begin Alan Wake 2 on the PC in a very spooktacular holiday season. Looking for some suggestions for some good horror games. I've gotten some great ones so far. Replaying Outlast, Visage, Devour, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. But Alan Wake 2, that's going to rule. Damn, those two games, God, talk about a golden time for games. You got Ninja Gaiden, Golgo 13, same year. Yeah, welcome back, bud. We beat it. I'm on my second playthrough right now. Didn't lose a single life first time out. I'm taking a little easier on these guys this time. Taking on Adon from Street Fighter Alpha 2. You blocking ass mother. What happened to Trossa? Trossa's got a YouTube channel now, man. He's actually over in London. Bobby Baltimore. Give him a follow. Tell him I said hello. Yeah, he's doing real well for himself. He's got a YouTube channel. I think he's got a partnership with a podcasting studio. I think he signed on for a deal with an automotive dealership. So Bobby is doing real well. Bobby bet on himself, and so far he is winning, man. I am just speaking for myself here. I'm proud of Bobby. He's doing it. Paul got another job. Paul got a very good job offer. He is now Paul's not a 911 operator, I think in like Harford County. So if you happen to lose your leg on a boat dock because a crane crushes it, you could pick up a man that's been through the same thing you have and hear that Kermit the Frog-ass voice. Like I was saying the other night on one of these streams, can you imagine hearing Paul's voice when you pick up and some lady's downstairs methed out of her mind, taking a machete to your house pets, and you hear, "Hey, 911, what's your emergency?" I'm like, never mind. I'm going to go downstairs and face this bitch myself. Oh, wow. We're throwing cutlery at each other. Oh, yeah, dude, I'll hit you with Keith Mills montage. I still have that bad boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why put Golgo 13 in the title at all? It was just the thing that made the first game popular. Map of Conspiracy was actually pretty good. Wasn't as good as Golgo 13, but it was actually a very fun game. Nice graphical upgrade. Prey. I played Prey from 2017. Great game. Prey was very good. Loved Prey. You want to play a great horror game with a wild story? Play Soma. Soma has a story that they need to make into a movie. It's so good. And I am waiting with bated breath for, God, what's the name of the studio? Someone's redoing Silent Hill 2, which is one of my favorite horror games of all time. Someone's going to be redoing that one, and I can't wait. Because Silent Hill 2, that is one of the most dark, depressing, sinister... Oh, God, Silent Hill 2 I can still get unnerved by. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. Dude, Soma was awesome. What's up, Moku? What about that plot twist, or not even plot twist, but the technological moral conundrum at the end of Soma? It was so creepy. Can I transfer my consciousness into a machine? Or am I actually transferring my consciousness, or am I copying my consciousness? What happens to the original? When you copy a tape, the original tape still exists. So it's not like you're transcending into the machine. You're merely copying yourself. It has got... The end of that game has a screw you moment that is so unsettling. Oh, man. It is so weird. I played this a ton as a kid, my man. Gaming Turtle. I'm trying to kind of relive it. I haven't played this game in, I want to say, 15 years. I have used up a ton of lives and a bunch of continues. Bloober Team, thank you. Yes, the guys that made the Medium, which was kind of a ripoff. I'm okay with that. I played Observer, which was weird. It had Rutger Hauer in that thing. It all took place inside of one apartment complex. I played that. It was good. It was good. Get the kids to bed, man. I appreciate you, Chuck Rose. Take care, pal. And any DLP content without Joe Robinson. Mac. A Mac by any other name is still my sweet Mac. Mac, one of the OGs from the DLP universe. Appreciate you, Mac. Oh! And we know you're just teasing Joseph. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the top of the stage here. I'll be honest with you. This next couple of stages just chews up life. Between the robots and the boss rushes and even regular enemies. You know what? I enjoy a nice horror movie. I'm not great with the blood, I'll be honest with you. I like more of the psychological stuff. Midsummer, I liked Hereditary, all that, but like I can't watch a Saw film or a Hostel film or it's not my thing. I get squirmish. I get a little skittish. My tummy hurts and I start to get the woozies. Like when I give blood, I have to look away. I just can't do it. You know what? I'm going to pass on Human Centipede, even though Human Sentai Pete from Waldorf, that son of a bitch made me watch a Serbian film, which is technically a horror film where sex is the weapon, and it's one of those things that I wish I could unsee a Serbian film. I think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. And I did see Terrifier because Eric made me watch Terrifier, and I wish I could unsee Terrifier. But, yeah, Serbian film. Someone should have definitely gone to prison for that. Lords of the Fallen looks good. Yeah, it's got that Elden Ring kind of vibe. I know that just came out. Love the broodiness of the music. Oh, here we go. Boss rush time. So they'll hit you with some regular enemies at first, and a couple of ninja guys, a couple of guys that look like the training dummies at a women's self-defense course. And then there's our bartender from stage 1. This time, jaundice. Not sure what's going on, buddy, but you got a little bit of the scurvy. Got to start getting some citrus in you in them long overseas voyages. Gonna land on my feet. At this point, doesn't do you no good. Gotta hit him, get in close, boom, 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 jump, drop him. What's another game you'd like to see remade? I know they're going to be doing... the Resident Evil 4 remake was superb. I don't think anybody gives a shit about Resident Evil 5 or 6. They got too action-y. I wouldn't mind a new Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame with the creepy Japanese camera. That game was wild. Very spooky if you're a fan of like The Ring or any of those really good Japanese creepy paranormal horror films. Fatal Frame, Crimson Butterfly, Fatal Frame 1, 2, awesome. I have not heard of that telekinesis. Dude, Fatal Frame, every now and then you'd look through the viewfinder. Remember the stairwell in Fatal Frame where you'd look through the viewfinder and it went to slow-mo and it was just this creepy girl that was all wide-eyed falling slowly past the camera onto the ground below? That shit made me jump out of my chair. Speaking of which, if you want to watch a grown man just absolutely fill his diaper, head over to the Twitch stream or the YouTube page, youtube.com/@DLPagenda. Recently, I played a couple of horror titles where they did these goddamn jump scares, and boy, oh boy, went Browntown real quick when some stuff jumped out at me in Devour and Inside the Back Room. Oh, hold on. I gotta back up. No. Let's do D, L, P. And that's, unfortunately, gonna do it for your boy tonight. This was fun. I enjoyed having a retro game evening with you guys here on the channel. I'll be doing this again soon, every Wednesday night. Twitch.tv/Justin98Rock, you know, because you're here right now. I'm going to be doing a 7 to 8 session every single night, a lot of modern stuff, maybe do some retro stuff on Fridays. Justin Scott and Spiegel, Monday through Friday, flagship station of your Baltimore Ravens. Magoobies, October 27th and 28th. I hope to see you there. Please, let's sell these things out so they'll continue to have us there. And if anybody knows Stavi Baby, tell him his baby boy, his sweet meat, his daddy petite said hello to him. And I will play with you guys again soon.